You should know better. We're both doctors. We both know that you're faking. I don't want you looking at me anyway. You need to know a few things about your victims. Audrey Hardy has been discharged. She'll be fine. But the police officer who was driving the car when you had your apparent seizure, he's dead. But that was an accident, wasn't it? That wasn't your fault. But Dr. Faulk, that wasn't an accident. You shot him down in cold blood. Now, I can't speak for that police officer's family, but I can speak for my friend David, because you should know about the man that you murdered. It should haunt you for the rest of your life.
I mean, isn't it bad enough that Greg Cooper is a patient in this hospital? But do we have to discuss how we feel, too?
Would you please sit down?
I hate this stuff. Like we have nothing better to do than have our head shrunk by this Collins guy. Anybody know who he is?
Dr. Jekyll was chief of psychiatry here until he held some woman hostage. A reformed stalker or something.
Great.
What are you doing here?
Dr. Collins asked me.
So, okay, where is this Dr. Stalker anyway?
Right behind you. Scott's friend, right? Well, judging from that greeting, I'd say this is going to be a tough room. Are we all here?
Matt Harmon said he'd be a little late. I don't know about Karen. And you can add Joe Scanlon to the list of no-shows. And if you ask me, I'd say he had the right idea.
Look, Mr. Baldwin, I'm not here to cause any trouble. I need to see Karen.
Well, she's a little upset right now, so why don't you just come back another
Look, she
time?
needs to get to the hospital or she's going to regret it.
What's that supposed to mean?
There's a mandatory meeting with Dr. Collins, and Burgess has been trying to reach her, page her, and she hasn't responded.
When is this meeting?
It's now.
And that means you're late for it, too. It's okay. What are you doing here, Joe? You're in enough trouble already with Dr. Burgess.
I don't care about Burgess, okay? I came here to talk to you, and I'm not leaving until I do.
You know, I do think that Scott would be, well, he'd be very disturbed if he knew that Dominique had an uncle and a half-sister here and he didn't even know about it.
Thank you. Are you sure? Well, family matters of this nature are usually sticky at best.
Well, yes, I'm learning that. Yeah, I'm not having had much family myself. I'm finding out the family can be very sticky, but wonderful and full of joy. And I just think much too precious to be ignored.
What you're describing is very different from the life I've been leading these past several years.
What you've been describing sounds lonely to me. It sounds like that your personal life hasn't been very enriching or fulfilling.
And you think meeting this family of mine would be good for me?
And I think it might be good for all of them, too. There's so many of them. I mean, I don't mean to be crass or rude, but Avery did leave a lot of kids running around. I mean, Danielle and Dominique and Catherine. Even though Catherine is not the long-lost relative of your dreams, she has been through a lot lately. And I think it might do you good and all of them good to have some sort of connection to family.
I don't know, my brother's legacy is a rather painful one. I certainly don't want to be opening up old wounds.
Well, trust me, I think forces beyond our control are happening here. For example, Kevin and I, well, my fiancé, we're having a little baby.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. And all of a sudden, his father has appeared back in our lives, which is a whole other story. And Serena came back into my life. And now Scott is having to deal with this daughter that he didn't even know about. And Danielle and you, well, here you are. I just think we're on a roll here, and the best thing to do is just go with it.
Unfortunately, I just can't help thinking this whole enterprise might be the biggest mistake of my life.
You said the whole reason you were here was to meet your family and get to know them again.
Oh, yes, it was. But as I've already told you, my initial meetings with Danielle did not go well. On top of that, I think I upset her boyfriend.
Oh, so this Danielle has a boyfriend.
Yes, he's an intern at General Hospital. His name is Jake Marshak.
Well, isn't this a small world?
And they are very involved and quite happy being by themselves. Oh, wait a minute. I can see the wheels turning there. I think you're already planning this family reunion.
Maybe. But I think the idea of all those people in the same room together scares the pants off of you.
I must admit it is a bit daunting. I have one request, but please, could we at least keep this little meeting between the two of us?
I at least could tell Scott, right?
No, please.
Why not?
It's just for the best. If not for everyone else concerned, at least for me.
Well, excuse me for saying it, but I think I smell a rat.
Beg your pardon?
I think there's something that you aren't telling me.
Listen, if you don't want to deal with this...
Look, Mr. Baldwin, I appreciate everything you've done for me, all right? But I'm not about to go head-to-head with you on this.
Okay, well, then just, take off.
No, I can't. And Karen, I'm not going to let you mess yourself up because of me. All right, I was wrong, I was stupid, I was crazy. What else can I say?
Well, you're doing a good job.
If you're not going to the hospital because of me, Karen, then you're paying for my mistake, and I'm not going to let that happen to you.
It's okay, I can handle it. Come on in, Joe.
Listen, he's right about one thing. Don't pay for anybody else's mistakes.
I'll remember that. Yeah.
Are you going to come right back after this meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to ask you a favor, okay?
Okay.
Both of you go to the meeting.
I like your dad.
Yeah, I like him too.
Look, I'll make this short. You get back to the hospital, Karen. You're never going to have to worry about me again.
Well, I'm glad you're all here. Most of you, anyway.
I wasn't aware that we had a choice.
Yeah, absence will be treated as the equivalent of missing grand rounds.
Cause for dismissal.
Well, that's a good start. People always feel like opening up when they're forced into it.
What's that supposed to mean? You're on our side?
Give the guy a break. You think he wants to be here?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Yeah, now we got to sit here at a mandatory psych meeting because Cooper's admitted to the hospital as a patient. We're not the sick ones here.
Do the rest of you feel like Dr. Marshak?
What we're sick of is dealing with all of it. Why can't we just forget about it and do our jobs?
Have you forgotten about it?
How can we forget about it when we have to play these mind games with you?
Whatever it is not going to fix anything. It's actually making me crazy.
I can see why Dr. Burgess is worried. You all scare the hell out of me.
You robbed this hospital, this community, this earth, of a decent man. He wasn't easy to like, but then a lot of us aren't. But he was the finest doctor I ever saw. I'd rather not see you as a human being. And that scares me. I wouldn't care what happened to you if I saw you as a monster. Inhuman. My friend David believed that it wasn't the number of lives that we saved. It was the quality of life that we gave back to anyone in our care. Even human monsters. Like that irony? You should thank the man that you murdered. Because of him, I can't see you for who you really are.
Dr. Burgess,
How dare you? Outside, Dr. Harmon, now.
I only wanted...
Do I have to push you?
Are you going to let me explain?
Why aren't you at that meeting?
Why aren't you?
Don't you question my authority ever.
Well, from what you were saying in there, this was about being a human, not an authority figure.
What I was doing in there is none of your business.
The man murdered your best friend. And now you're forced to treat him. I mean, you keep trying to tell me that that does nothing to you? Now, if you don't go to Collins's meeting, I think you ought to discuss it with someone.
Meaning you?
Well, I'm here.
I am not going to say this again. Mind your own business. And get your butt down to the on-call room with the others.
Gotcha. One last thing. The only real authority I answer to is my own conscience.
Well, you better rethink that position if you want to practice medicine in this hospital.
Yeah, and if you really believe what your friend Dr. Faulk stood for, you better rethink what compassion is. Especially when somebody shows it to you.
Why should we scare you?
I never met him face to face, but he did nearly shoot and kill my fiancée, who happens to be pregnant with our baby.
She was the woman in the elevator?
That's right.
She was on her way home to tell me about it. But instead, she wound up dodging sprays of bullets and climbing up an elevator shaft with me all night long. And that's all thanks to Greg Cooper. Unlike you, I am having some reactions to this. I'm having some trouble sleeping. Occasionally, I'll glance down at the speedometer on my car and I'll see that I'm going about 80 miles an hour on a dirt road. But I'm not thinking about driving. I'm thinking about Lucy and our baby. And how this man, who I've never even laid eyes on, nearly killed them both, all because he was set off by a noise. I think sometimes that I may not be in as much control as I was before that night. But then, I'm not going through an internship. I'm not wielding a scalpel. I'm not making any diagnoses, and I'm sure as hell not pretending that it didn't happen.
Do you really think this is the way to handle it?
No, I don't. And I'm going to tell Dr. Burgess that, because this can't be mandatory. I don't know. Maybe you're not ready to meet as a group. But if any of you would like to meet with me, that's fine. If you'd rather meet with a therapist who hasn't flipped out like I have, I can give out names. Or maybe you don't need help at all. But believe me, you're not going to just forget about it. See you around campus.
So, Doc.
Yeah.
How is Lucy?
She's fine, Frank. Thank you for asking. And thanks again for everything you did that night.
Sure.
Hey, what'd I miss?
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm ready for a party.
You got me covered, right? Thanks.
By all rights, a former combat soldier shouldn't be standing here shaking in his boots. I must admit the prospect of meeting this family of mine.
No, sir. I don't think that's it. I don't think you're shaking in your boots at all. I don't think you're scared. I think you're a bit shy.
Oh, is that your official diagnosis, Doctor?
Yes, it is. And let me tell you something. Scott wanted to leave Port Charles, and he made me jump through hoops to convince him to stay. But I did it. I convinced him. And I know I can convince you to stay, too.
Do you always push this hard?
Sure do, when it truly matters.
For argument's sake, let's just say I go along with this plan of yours. Promise me, at least for now, that no one will know who I am?
For now.
Deal.
Deal.
I pushed too far. I acted like a guy, which unfortunately I do. I screwed everything up.
You didn't screw everything up.
Karen, I did. Come on. You know, and I thought about what you said about being a friend. And you're right. I mean, maybe we're not friends like we used to be. But I'm still enough of a friend to make sure you don't feel uncomfortable at work. I hope you get what I mean. I really do, because I'm out of words.
So you said you were wrong, and you were sorry for it. Wow.
Yes.
What a concept.
Well, we better get to the hospital, or we're both going to be out of jobs.
Hello? Jagger, where are you?
Dr. Bennett, post-op. Dr. Bennett to post-op.
Jagger, you finally got my message.
Listen, take your time. I'll cover for you.
Hold on a second. Okay, thanks. I'll be there as soon as I can. Hi, I'm back. No, that was just another intern telling me about a meeting that we have. So, you finally got my message. Because I want you to come here as soon as you can.
Lucy, I don't see how you can even justify a discussion. Well, look at that. Packed and moving out?
Well, we're still looking. Hey, is that intern meeting over?
At least for now.
What's with the bag?
Let me have your shoes.
I'll help you. Here, Serena, let me do
Please,
it.
I got them.
Let me at least do one. Give me that
We're
long
going
foot.
over to see Karen. We have a little date.
A play date?
Yes.
Oh.
With Karen.
That's great. That's great. Karen would really enjoy that. I'm sure she could use it.
I think you guys could use a little time alone.
No argument here.
Well, she's going to spend the night with Karen, and I'll just check into a hotel, and we'll see you tomorrow.
That's great. Just great. For Karen, I mean. Well, have a good time.
Well, I'll take that as a hint. Come on, honey, let's get out of here.
Serena, come right back tomorrow first thing, right? We'll be here waiting for you. I'll be here. Bye. Okay. Okay, what? Are you saying I'm being too obsessive?
Well, I think it's possible Scott could use a little time to himself as well. He just got Serena back. He'd probably like to get to know Karen a little bit. I'd say that justifies a new home. I think he has to find a new home.
Okay. Maybe you're right. I'm being too obsessive.
Maybe we all need a little time to adjust. I think we've all had enough surprises for now.
So I'm not very good at this sort of thing.
Oh, here we go.
I'm glad most of you made it. Beer's on me, okay?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's the announcement.
Yeah, well, free beer. I wouldn't complain if I were you.
Well, I wanted to have you guys here tonight to announce my engagement to Danielle Ashley.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, that's great. Mwah. Oh.
Nice going, dude. Hey. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow. Matrimony's in the air. You must be worried. Frank and Julie might start getting ideas.
Not if I can help it. No, sorry, correction. None of you can help it.
Oh, so now I'm doing your dirty work for you?
Well, if you want to earn that $500 I gave you.
We haven't had much time lately.
Oh, you've been busy.
I guess. There's a lot to say.
I missed you. Is that too much?
No.
Okay, then I'll finish. I got this speech burning a hole in my brain that I want you to hear.
What's the matter? You're a million miles away. Huh? I thought you'd be happy for me.
Oh, I am, man. No, I really am.
So, what's the problem? So, you gonna tell me what's going on, or you just gonna sit there all night?
Never mind. I'm sorry. Our session put a damper on your celebration, man.
Yeah, that's all right. I know everybody's thinking now.
Yeah, what?
They're thinking we gotta go to group therapy.
Oh.
While Cooper's lying over there in the hospital.
Yep.
The worst thing is, you know, it's just part of a plan to keep him going to prison.
The man murdered your best friend. And now you're forced to treat him. I mean, you keep trying to tell me that that does nothing to you?
I need lorazepam in here now! He's in V-Safe. Call Blue!